Hello.
Hello.
What up? What up? What up, y'all? I'm Erin.
I'm Nicole. This is Dude That's Fucked Up, which I was last night at the Robin concert, bitch.
What?
Yeah, I was like dancing with this glowing ice cube that was in my drink, and I waved it around like a little club kid, and Pete was like, put that away, and I was like, no.
Oh my God. I'm so jealous. Is she just so amazing?
Oh my God. It was really good. She just has such a nice voice too, which I feel like you never really think about, but live she sounded so good and it was so fun, and I feel like so much myself today, which is hungover.
Did we say what this is?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
We're
so
good.
out of it.
We did it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Cool.
What did
right
you
on.
get up to last night?
Oh, just a full night's sleep.
Oh, really?
Bitch. Yeah, oh, yeah.
Oh my God, sleep training worked.
Oh, he's trained.
He is?
Yeah.
Wow. So how did they do that?
It just depends on your baby, but I hired this lady because I was desperate, you guys, and she just basically texts with me if I'm okay, she'll tell you, she tells me exactly what to do. She's like, put him in his crib at this time, get him up at this time, go in and check on him in 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 15 minutes, 15 minutes. It's this whole program. And
Whoa.
yeah, and you just literally leave him in there.
Wow.
Which, some people can't really handle it, because, they're crying and they're pissed.
Yeah.
But I think I'm kind of, I don't know if there's something wrong with me, but I'm it's fine. He's fine.
No, he has to learn to self-soothe.
That's the thing. It's I think the end game is worth it because they learn how to become independent, and you're not doing them any favors if you're constantly having to be the source of comfort, and they're not learning how to get themselves to sleep on their own. So that's the whole gist of the thing. So some people are into it, some people aren't, but I'm definitely into it, and it is a fucking miracle. He is a different baby.
Wow.
Yeah, it's crazy. Anyway.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I fucking saw that crab on the Facebook page eating its own babies, and I was like, that's scary.
Oh, God, yeah. It's 1 million little babies, so I guess they could spare some, but still.
The mom was probably fucking depleted after delivering all those crab babies.
Yeah, she's like, let me get some Old Bay real quick. Oh, God. Any business?
I don't think so. I typed an H. I don't know what that means.
As you can tell, we're very together for this episode.
Oh, man.
Oh, boy.
It's going to be rough. Oh, it's our anniversary.
It's our anniversary. You guys, it's been 2 years since we started this bitch.
Oh, my God. We forgot, too.
Yeah. Who cares?
Oh,
no,
my God.
it's cool. We've been doing this for 2 years. It's awesome.
It's so fun. It does not feel like 2 years. I look back at because I was working when we started this, and I looked back and was like, oh man, I was editing and coming home from work and editing and all that stuff, and I'm like, ugh.
Doing the most.
I don't even remember that. Yeah, I only remember the good times of doing the podcast and not working.
Yeah. That's right. I know. I had a huge gaping hole in my stomach.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. All I have left are scars.
And now a baby.
And a baby now. Yeah. What a time.
What a time.
So many things have happened.
It's cool that we got to document that.
I know. I was
cool.
just thinking that. Yeah, we could always go back and listen to.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh my.
Just that period of time in our lives. Crazy. Business, go to the website, I guess, dtfupodcast.com. There's all kinds of shit on there. You'll like it.
Leave us a review on iTunes or don't. I mean, whatever.
Yeah, it's cool. Anything fucked up for you this week?
Only that Erin and I didn't know what to do this week. Well, we totally forgot it was our anniversary. But not really.
Hey, man.
We knew we wanted to do like a big topic for our anniversary.
Mm-hmm.
And we did happen to do one. But anyway, Erin made me watch 4 hours of a documentary for this fucking shit right here. But it was worth it. But also, like, okay,
but also,
it could have been 2 hours.
But also, you, like, did not have to watch the whole thing. But you're such a, like, dedicated friend and
podcaster.
A co-host.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
You watched that shit. And I hadn't even watched the whole thing. And I was like, oh, fuck, now I got to watch this whole thing.
I did it so that you'd have to do it.
Yeah. You know I would too. DJ was like, wait, we have to watch all this? I'm like, yes.
That's what people...
I was like, you don't have to watch it. You could go away. You could go elsewhere. I have to do this because Nicole watched the whole thing. I can't be a fucking asshole.
Yeah,
and not watch this whole thing.
Oh my God, totally. I thought you had already seen it. So I watched it all. And also Pete said the same thing. I was like, oh, I got to watch the the fourth part of the series. And he's like, there's more? I was like, you don't have to watch it.
Which they didn't need that last episode.
No, but that was the good one. That was
true.
Comeuppance.
That's true. But I feel like they could have... Anyway, we'll get to it.
Yeah.
You guys, well, I don't really have anything fucked up except for the fact that, yes, we watched 4 hours about this fucking topic that we're going to talk about.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about Lorena and John Wayne Bobbitt.
Oh, cut off pee-pees.
Woo!
Woo! We're chopping pee-pees. We're chopping pee-pees.
I mean, we're not, but
no.
There was a chopped pee-pee.
Oh my God. My favorite part of all this is that, like, she was found guilty and did, like, her 45 days or whatever. And
no, she's not guilty.
Or not guilty, but then... Oh, right.
As part of her, like, not guilty plea, she had to spend... some time in a facility.
A mental health facility. Anyway, yeah. My favorite part about this is, like, after everything's said and done, she, like, gets to admit it. So, like, she gets to be like, I cut his dick off. And because most of these scenarios, like, someone's lying somewhere, you know, and so you have to keep the lie up. But I like that she's just, like... At one part of the doc, she's like, yeah, and I, like, cut it off. And then she's like...
yeah, like... I mean, who else could have done it?
I know,
you know?
Yeah.
Like,
she's like, I did it. I called 911.
It's that she didn't remember. That's the whole thing. Yeah. And that's, like, a lot of what the, like, trial and stuff is based on, which we'll get to shortly. Yeah. But for those of you who weren't old enough to remember this, it was quite the moment in time, let me tell you.
Whoa. So many bad jokes.
Wow. I mean, it was like the name Bobbitt is synonymous with a chopped off dick. Yeah. Like, it's in my mind anyway. Yeah. And probably a lot of people that were sentient at that time. And I don't think that a lot of people who are younger understand, like, the gravity of the situation. Because it's pretty outrageous if you think about it. A whole ass dick getting chopped off is intense.
I just don't even...
I know.
I don't know what to say.
Well, let's talk about this shit.
Like, have dicks been chopped off since? It's just not something that happens every day. So, like, people were into it.
Well, the main thing is that how did this even... I'm still puzzled, to be quite honest, about how this whole dick got chopped off.
Yeah, let's...
You know?
Yeah, we're going to have to, like, pause at that and talk about it.
Yeah.
Because also it was a very clean cut.
Oh, my God.
Like a crew cut.
That's actually a quote from one of the, I think, paramedics, one of the first responders who like, saw the dick.
Yeah.
The literal quote is, it was a very clean... It was cut very clean. And that's like, people keep saying that throughout the documentary. Yeah. The documentary that we're referring to is Lorena. It's a 4-part series. It's on Amazon right now.
Yeah, Amazon.
It's very fucked up. Definitely watch that shit. And I read a while ago, like last year, there was a really good article in Vanity Fair about Lorena Bobbitt, or I think she goes by Gallo now.
Lorena Gallo. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Because I sure as shit wouldn't keep that last name.
No. My. Oh, also, it was, like, very fun to see Jenny Jones again on TV.
Oh, I know.
I used to watch that when I was homesick.
Yeah, Jenny Jones, Sally Jesse Raphael, Donahue.
Yeah, Phil Donahue. Geraldo Rivera.
Fuck Geraldo.
Yeah, he was shitty in this.
Yeah, he's shitty in everything. He's a piece of shit. Well, anyway, let's see here. So this all happened back in 1993, June 23rd, 1993. 911 call comes in, and the person on the line says she cut her husband's penis off. Right away.
And the lady was like, "Excuse me?" Like, no, everyone was like, "What?"
Yeah, like, no, but everybody was so confused. It's like, what is there to explain? Like, a dick got cut off. But I guess because this has really never happened before, everybody was like, what do you mean?
Yeah, they're like, what do you mean cut it off? And then, because this had never happened before, somehow everyone started to make the assumption that she swallowed it.
Yeah, that I don't understand.
No. She didn't want anything to do with it. That's why she cut it off.
I don't know how you swallow a whole dick. Like, I mean, I know how you do it. Like,
I chew it first.
Not literally, but I mean, figuratively, I understand. But but literally, I don't know it's stupid.
I won't eat a raw hot dog. Like, I'm not eating no one's penis.
I'm not sticking anything that cold and weird in my mouth. Especially if the other end of it is, like, cut off of, like, a human body. Dude. So she called 911, police come, and everybody's just so confused. And
yeah, well, she doesn't remember where it is.
Yeah, she doesn't know where it is. Like, there's a whole dick somewhere. But it's not attached to her husband, John Wayne, anymore.
Right. She's like, did I leave it by my keys? Is it?
Did I just drop it in the kitchen? I don't remember.
Did I put it? Oh, I think I did that thing where I put it on top of the car, got in the car, and then I forgot to grab it. And then I drove away. It probably fucking flopped off onto the street. I saw someone who had put their coffee on top of their car the other day and totally forgot. There was fucking diarrhea-looking water all over the side and back of their car in the morning, and I was like, it was fresh, and I felt bad, but I was like, well, anyway, that's what happened to this dick. No, just
but not
kidding.
really.
Yeah, just kidding. No.
But kind of.
Dude, we'll tell you what she did with it in a second. But at the same time, okay, this is wild. At the same time, John Wayne Bobbitt's like, oh, fuck. But, like...
Obviously.
Yeah, obviously. And like, woke up his roommate. Or, like, not roommate. It was some guy that was, like, staying with them.
It was his friend that he had been fucking getting shithoused with the night before.
Or, like, the night of.
The night of, yeah whatever.
Yeah. And he was named Ronnie, which I just think is funny. And he was like, oh, I need to go to the hospital. And Ronnie's like, okay, dude, but, like, I'm going to shower first or something.
Yeah. He had to brush his teeth. That's what it was.
Oh, yeah, brush his teeth. He's like, no, but my dick was cut off. He's like, hang on, my breath stinks.
You know what I think it was? I think it's because they were so...
Drunk. Yeah, they couldn't drive.
And he had to drive him, so he's like, I better brush my teeth. These pieces of shit.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Well, they got him to the hospital, and everybody there was like, wait, your dick was cut off? And also, where is it? Like, people were like, where is it?
Everybody's just like, how is your dick just gone?
Yeah.
Like, where did it go?
Like,
and he's like, oh, no. It's so stupid.
It's so stupid. And seriously, so many authorities went over to retrace the footsteps of this dick. Yeah. To retrace the dick steps.
They're like checking the blood splatter.
Yeah. They're like fucking forensics filing for this dick. They're like, oh. And they're like go around and they're like searching his gross ass room, which I'm like, I know a woman also lived there, and I'm like, why was it this gross? But she had other shit to worry about. So
dude, she was constantly working
and being abused. So it's trash. But anyway, so they're like looking through this dirty ass apartment and like they can't find the dick anywhere, and so they talked to Lorena again. I think she like went down to the station or something.
She had taken off after she cut his dick off. Yeah. She goes to her work. Yeah. Which is a nail salon like a couple miles away. Yeah. And then she like is freaking out and she drives to her friend's house. Okay. It's her boss who's her friend.
Oh, right.
So, and en route, I'm not sure if it's on the way to her work or to her friend's house. She has the dick in her. She realizes she has the knife and the dick in her hand. Yeah. As she's like driving the car. So one hand has a knife, one hand has a dick. So she's like, why can't I drive right? And she's like, I got to get rid of all this shit in my hands. So she tosses the dick, like it's in her left hand, out the driver's side window over the top of the car, like whoop. And it's across the street from a 7-Eleven, so it's unceremoniously tossed, to say the least.
Into, like, some, like, brush. Like, into, like, some tall-ass grass.
Yes, exactly. So then she goes to her work, tosses the knife in the trash can that's outside of her work, and then she goes to her friend's house. Her friend calls the police. They go down to the station, and because she also had the shit beaten out of her. So she was in a mess. She had bruises all over. Yeah. And also she had just cut off somebody's dick. So So that's essentially what had happened the night of.
Yeah. Then, so they're like, okay, back at the hospital, they've called all these like surgeons and stuff, and they're like, we got to find this dick. So they're like, we'll try and attach it. We'll try and reattach it, but like we need it. So let's
we need
get on
the dick.
This. Yeah. So they like had they had some like volunteer firefighters and stuff. They had everyone out there trying to find this dick.
You would have thought that the goddamn president's child was missing or something. Yeah. They got every single fucking person on the police force, the fire department, the paramedics, everybody's out there looking for this guy's dick. They are out there like, doing the like lost child recovery like lines of people, you know what I mean?
Like where they all hold hands and like look, and everyone like takes a step, looks. It's like 25 miles outside of DC. They had fucking Secret Service.
They had park rangers. They had fucking.
They called in the National Guard. They were like, "We need Air Force One. We don't know why, but we need it. Send it here. There's a dick missing."
They had every helicopter with their spotlight. Not really, but they were really. It was a lot. A lot of resources were out there looking for this dick, and it's just. I mean, it's nice.
Yeah.
I guess, but. So then they're asking Lorena, they're like, where is the dick? And she's like, I don't know. Like, I truly blacked out. I did this heinous thing and my brain is fucking rattled. Yeah. And they're like, but can you just try to remember? And she's like, I think I tossed it out the window by a 7-Eleven. So they go to this 7-Eleven and they're like scrounging around in the tall ass grass, and a firefighter, I think, or a paramedic maybe.
Oh, maybe, yeah.
Steps on the dick.
Dude. Fucking. How did it just go?
What must that have felt like?
Slippery? It's like stepping on a slug.
Oh.
Probably. Or like a hot dog. Or like, piece of pepperoni or something. It's like slippery.
Oh.
But so that guy wouldn't pick it up.
No, he wouldn't pick it up because it was against his religion.
Oh, what an asshole. And he's out there fucking saving, quote unquote, people. Fuck off. We don't need you. We don't need you.
What part of the Bible says thou shalt not touch a dick? That's disembodied. I don't know. Or what is it?
I think it's the 69th commandment. JK, that's so bad.
It's the pen. It's from the book Pen 15.
Oh, that's so good. What a show.
Oh, good show.
Yeah.
So this firefighter steps on it, won't pick it up, refuses to.
Yeah.
How much of an insult to injury is this? This guy steps on the dick and then is like, ew, a dick, I'm not picking that up. Like, how fragile does your masculinity have to be to just blame your religion on being afraid to touch another person's dick, even if it's not attached to the person's body, and it's your job to recover it? Like,
is a dick if it's not attached? Is that like the philosophical question here? Like,
it's not sexual. It's not like, it's just a body part.
Yeah. Oh God. It's
anyway.
So dumb.
I got really hung up on that.
Yeah, no, me too. I was like, that man is rude. And like, that's not someone I would want like looking after me.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, people hurt their peepees all the time. Like,
yeah.
I don't know.
Well, luckily, the other guy that was with him was like, oh, there's a 7-Eleven. I'll go get some ice. So he like ran over and got some ice. Because, if it's like a finger gets cut off or something, you got to put it on ice so they can reattach it. Let that be a lesson if you didn't already know that.
Yeah, get some ice immediately.
Yeah.
They had to put it in something, like...
The dick?
To transport it to the hospital. They put it in a fucking hot dog bag from 7-Eleven.
I thought you were going to say hot dog bun.
No. I mean, it might as well have been, truly.
Oh my God. A hot dog bag.
Like, you know how those bags have like insulation?
Also, it's a fucking wiener in a hot dog bag.
It's can't.
Like, what? There's no other bags?
I know. I think they were like, this has insulation. This is the best bag. Like, it won't leak. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my God. And the guy at the counter's like, oh man, don't do that.
Oh God. So they take the dick from the 7-Eleven in a hot dog bag. I'm sorry.
No, I know. It's too much.
They bring this penis to the hospital. And they reattach it. They do it. They do this amazing 9-hour miracle surgery. And this urologist, who is so funny in the documentary. Yeah. I just love him. He's just like very matter of fact. And his like whole like demeanor, he's just like, he has a smile on his face like the whole time. He's just like, then we just reattach his dick, basically.
Another day on the job. He's like,
we just did it.
But him and the microsurgeon, neither one of them they've never done a surgery where they've had to like reattach a dick before. So they were just like, fucking they literally were like looking at an anatomy book and like connecting
all the like vessels and stuff. Yeah.
They're like pee hole to, or like P tube to P tube. Fucking like A to A, B to B, C to C.
It's like a piece of IKEA furniture.
Yeah. They just like, all right. And then it was fine. Like they reattached it and he had like, I guess, a normal dick.
Yeah, they did it. They really did it. It's pretty great. I think the urologist and the neighbors of the Bobbitts that are in this documentary are my favorite people in it.
Yeah.
The neighbor with the dog that keeps coming in, it's so cute.
Yeah,
and
they're
the
like
guy
a couple.
Yeah, the couple and the guy's like on the oxygen machine, and they're just like, they're very nice people.
Yeah,
they're very cool.
And they were really cute. Like when you look at footage back from the trial and stuff, like they were just like, you know,
yeah,
it showed them, and the lady was just like smiling at all the cameras. They seemed pretty cute.
Yeah. Anyway, so they do the surgery, reattach his dick. Everything's great. Well, nothing is great. It's all bad.
Yeah.
So there's multiple crimes committed, obviously. And I think one of the reasons the dick was able to be reattached so easily was because she cut it so cleanly.
Oh, yeah. We were going to talk about this.
Yeah.
Like, so, first of all, that had to be a very sharp knife.
That's crazy. I don't know how. So, spoiler, they are going to show the dick in this documentary. Be ready for it because it is most certainly a chopped off penis.
It is very unceremoniously like flashed on the screen, and it looks like the tip of a dick. It didn't look exactly how I thought it would look. I thought it would be more of a dick, but I'm assuming he's a grower.
Yeah. Definitely not a shower.
Yeah, it's like a little nub of a dick, and they showed it a few times, and they showed like the base where it had been cut off. So it is a little graphic, but if you don't want to watch it, because that was like the reason I did not want to do this. I didn't want to watch this documentary. I was like, I don't want to see the dick, but then it was not that bad. But if you're like still very squeamish about it, okay, I found like the perfect thing that it looks like. Do you know Donald Trump Jr.'s chin? How it's like a little ball? How it's like a little bulbous nubbin? Yes. Look up a picture, pull up a picture.
Oh my God.
And then think about what a chopped off dick looks like. It looks like his chin.
Yeah.
Right?
That's accurate.
Oh my God.
I think you're right.
Thank you.
Oh, it's not great.
No, it's not.
But
that guy has a dick chin?
Not even a dick chin, like a chopped off dick chin.
Yeah. Like the tip of a dick chin.
Okay, I thought you were talking about like what the balls and the like chopped up part look like, not the like dick itself. Okay, all right.
Yeah.
I'm like,
okay. Like the tip of it.
Okay, because they show both.
Yeah, the part where it's like what's still attached is, again, yeah, it looks very clean.
It's incredible. I still am very shocked by the mechanics of this.
Well,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think he was on his back, and I think she like grabbed it, like she like lifted it up and went, like,
whew.
Yeah.
But that's a lot. Like that's a lot of, you have to. That knife
was sharp.
Was sharp as fuck.
Yeah,
like, it had to have been. I mean, a dick is like it's a lot to get through, even if it's very tiny.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Maybe like he had a thin dick. Well, I don't know, but also.
Sorry, everybody, but this is very.
If you have a dick, I'm sorry. This episode's probably very upsetting, but also,
it's incredible.
It happened, so.
Yeah.
And I marvel at it.
Yeah. Well, yeah, so this dick is reattached, and there's all these crimes that have been committed because not only the obvious, like, of a dick being chopped off, but Lorena is, like, beat up pretty badly and has also been raped by John.
Yeah.
Which is the impetus for chopping off his dick.
Yeah.
She didn't just do it out of nowhere. For no reason. She had endured a lot. So they have two trials. The first trial they have is John's trial. And his trial was to determine if he committed a violent sex crime, namely marital rape. And apparently marital rape is very difficult to prove in a court of law. And I think a lot of the state laws have been changed since then. Like, I think every state has different laws, but like a lot of them have been updated because it used to be that it wasn't considered rape if it happened
you're married.
Ooh, sorry, that was my dryer.
Oh, that's okay.
Sorry.
Dude, that's like, it's because women are property.
Yeah.
And so women don't have a lot of rights, especially in a marriage, I feel like. Because it was very, like, you know, things just like tradition and old school shit. It's like, all right. And then something like this happens and you're like, oh, we need to revisit this. Thank God. You know, it's like it got revisited.
Yeah. I think North Carolina is like still one of the few states that are that have like shitty laws about marital rape. So, anyway, either I can't remember. Anyway,
I don't understand why it's any different if you're married.
It's not.
It's so dumb. Like, yeah, it's not any different. So I don't know why we even call it marital rape. It's fucking rape. Just because it wasn't some random person.
Yeah, and a lot of it too, like a lot of the laws used to say like it has to be a violent like there has to have been like some violent episode. But and I mean, I'm sorry, like we're talking about like rape and stuff right now, which is very triggering.
Yeah.
Like just so you know, we're going to talk about it a little bit. Everybody, sorry. But it's very important to the trial that both of these trials that happened for John and for Lorena. So it's it doesn't have to be this like crazy, horrible, you know, violent thing. It's still rape. So they had to have this trial to determine whether or not this rape happened. And they found him, unfortunately, they found him not guilty. But while all this was like going on, the press around it was insane.
What a circus.
It became like, it was a tabloid story basically that you would see on like the National Enquirer or, you know, whatever. And it just became the biggest news story of all time at the time. And the way the press covered it was just like so sensationalized. I mean, it is insane. Like there's no way around it. Like a woman cut her husband's dick off and everybody lost it because it was just like the ultimate. And I mean, crazy shit happens to women all the time, but something happens to a man and it just automatically becomes like the most insane thing anybody's ever heard of.
There were so many like clips from talk shows and stuff. Like he went on a whole like circuit of talk shows and like really was in the spotlight a lot, and like his brothers came with him and stuff. His brothers are fucking knucklehead
awful
assholes. And then like
the one brother was like, if I would have seen her, I would have killed her after this happened. Like if I would have seen her that night, I would have murdered her. Like what?
Yeah, that's crazy. and people in the audience were just like, you don't do that to a man. That's the worst thing you could do to a man. Da da da. And it's just like, she was so vilified.
People were just like horrified that she'd done this thing.
Yeah.
But this was through the first trial. Like nobody'd heard her side, her all the shit that had happened to her yet. So everybody was like just completely horrified by this.
Yeah.
But also like laughing a little bit, horrified, but also laughing. So it's so weird.
I just remember so many jokes. There was a clip from the late night show or whatever, the David Letterman show. And it was like his like
top 10 list.
Yeah, it was a top 10 list and it was all Lorena Bobbitt related. And I was like, whoa.
Yeah. I mean, at the time, like, I feel like nothing like this had ever really happened, and there was no, wherewithal when it came to like women's issues like this.
Yeah,
everything. Nobody talked about it. Like I'm talking about like abuse and any of the stuff that came along with this whole story. People were just focusing on the fact that a dick got chopped off.
Right.
So the jury found him not guilty in his trial because. I think mostly because they didn't allow any evidence of like previous years of abuse or anything like that to be entered in against him, which I don't understand why. I don't know what the reasoning was behind it, but
that's wild.
A lot of that was not factored in. They just wanted purely to focus on the night of, in the incident of his dick getting chopped off. So, or like not even the dick getting chopped off, if he had raped her or whatever that night. So they like had all these like forensic people like say that she like cut her underwear, like it was ripped off of her, but they like said it got cut. Sometimes those forensic fucking people are wrong.
Yeah.
And like I don't even believe that shit. Like
you'd have to redo that exact scenario millions of times for like it's never gonna be exactly the same,
right?
And they're like, it looked like there was maybe a micro cut, and then that's how it ripped, and it's like,
I know.
All right, well, I mean, yeah, it's so dumb that they didn't factor in anything before that night, because obviously that shit builds up.
Yeah, it wasn't just like a one-off thing.
Yeah,
but. At any rate, they found him not guilty. And this trial, I should say, was not televised.
Yeah, this trial.
But people were there was like still a huge media frenzy. Like people were selling merch outside of the courthouse and stuff. Everybody was enthralled by this story. So by the time Lorena's trial rolls around, it got wild.
Yeah.
It like the thing that stuck out to me about a lot of this was the fact that the word penis had never been used in a like front page headline before, like in a newspaper or magazine. It was just so strange.
This country, man.
It's so bizarre. Like they had to like use a million different euphemisms and like why it's penis is the fucking anatomical scientific term for what it is. I don't know.
Yeah. It's like, what else are you going to call it? Like, that isn't more of like a nickname.
Yeah, it's so dumb. Anyway, so that was crazy. So Lorena's trial is next after John's trial, and it was like pretty devastating that he didn't get any jail time or anything for his rape and like abuse of her that night. But they go on and they do Lorena's trial, and this is televised. This trial is way bigger, way crazier, way more intense than John's trial was.
Like the whole world was watching it.
The entire world, like international news was reporting on it, like BBC, like French news outlets, like fucking everybody.
Yeah.
The whole entire world was just like shocked. Which, again, I just can't believe this hadn't happened before.
The dick cutting?
Yeah.
I know. Well, also, it's kind of like, I guess the point of the trial, because it's like she did it. She admitted to it. Like, what's there to try her on? But what they tried her on was whether or not she was temporarily insane, right?
Yeah, like the whole trial was for her... if she knowingly committed malicious wounding was the charge. And her defense team was using a temporary insanity plea basically to, find her not guilty.
Yeah.
And this is like a very hard thing to prove, but they did a very good job, I think, presenting, they just told the facts. Like they just said, like, this is what it is. This is what has happened to this woman over time. And like, she has been driven to this act and she didn't know what she was doing at the time.
Yeah.
That was like kind of the whole crux of the argument. Because she even said like, she remembered everything leading up to it and then just did not remember the actual act itself. And that was like where a lot of people got like hung up on. But like, if you've ever done anything traumatic and crazy like that, your brain does you a nice favor by blocking it out. Like it's, I don't know.
Ew. No one wants to remember it. I barely want to think about it actually happening. It's like,
yeah.
Chill down my back. She, Man. Well, and they also had, like, experts come on and talk about how, like, she had literal PTSD.
Yeah.
Because she had been abused so much. She
Yeah.
was so traumatized by her own husband, and, like, basically it had built up and built up and built up until this moment. And then she was, like, under so much duress that...
Yeah, so this is pretty bad. Like, the way he had abused her over the years was severe. Like, they got married when they were she was very young. He was a Marine. Mm-hmm. Like, Lorena Bobbitt was from Ecuador. Well, she was born in Ecuador. Her family moved to Venezuela when she was young. And then for her 16th birthday, she, like, went on a trip to the United States, and she, like, fell in love with the U.S. And when she turned 18, she got a student visa, mm-hmm. and came to live in the U.S. And shortly thereafter, she, like, met John, and they got married. And so they were both pretty young, and they'd been married for 4 years. And during that 4-year period of time, he had abused her physically, mentally, emotionally, like, repeatedly, constantly. And some of the things that he had done were, I mean, he beat her. He threatened to have her deported if she ever left him. Huh. She, at one point, I mean, and he raped her, obviously, constantly. He, one of the most, and this is really graphic, and I'm sorry, but he, at one point, he began to, like, anally rape her, and he would threaten her with that if she ever didn't want to have sex with him. He would just be like, well, then I'll do that. And she would have to have sex. She was like, all right, like, let's just have sex then. Oh my God. He hit her, he pinned her down, he threw her up against walls. He did anything and everything physical to her. He verbally abused her. Like a classic abuser, like, threatened to track her down if she ever left, and that he'd rape her if she ever left. So it's all very much based on sex, and his dick, like, terrorizing her, essentially.
Yeah.
And even at one point, she got pregnant. She wanted to have a baby, and he made her get an abortion, which is absolutely fucking awful.
Tragic.
So sad. And on top of all this, like, he could never hold down a job because he was a drunk, mm-hmm. And a piece of shit and worthless. And so she always had to make money. So she was constantly working and the primary breadwinner for years. So poor woman was constantly stressed, just...
Oh, my God.
So sad. So she worked at this nail salon. She was trying her best to make ends meet, and he just was constantly doing all this horrible shit to her. So, yeah, she fucking snapped.
Yeah. Oh, ever seen that show Snapped? She did it.
She did it.
Oh, my God.
So her defense team was like, listen, here's all the receipts of all the abuse that she's been through. Here's, like, multiple police officers testified that they'd come out to their home, like, from domestic disputes.
They're like, we know her. We're at her house all the time because her husband's a piece of shit.
Yeah. And these, like, police officers were like, yeah, fuck this guy. And her friends and family obviously testified on her behalf. They'd witnessed him abusing her. Like, not, like, crazy, but, like, at family events and stuff, like, humiliating things like that he would do to her, and physically and emotionally abuse her, even in front of her fucking family. Like, that's crazy. So this whole trial goes on, and in the meantime, the press is going apeshit, like I'd already said. Like, everybody's making jokes, and I don't know, man. It's so upsetting to see how fucked up her testimony is. Lorena Bobbitt's or Lorena Gallo, I should say.
Yeah.
Fuck that last name. To see her testifying about the abuse that she suffered is awful. Like, it is very triggering, very, 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 very upsetting. So I would not watch it if, you can't handle that, because I don't know. I watched it and I was very, very upset.
It was, she's so, like, you could just feel all of her emotions. And, like, it is a weird thing. People commented in the documentary, like, how she was, like, very coached. I think they were, like, people that maybe didn't believe her so much or whatever. But, like, it is
I didn't see that
emotion.
at all.
I think some of the things, the way she's saying some of the things, it's like, oh, okay, that's probably, like, a lawyer. Even if someone is, like, even if someone's feeling upset, they still need to make sure that you play in a way. Like, that's the weird thing about these sorts of trials, especially if it's televised. You can't just put someone up on the stand without going through their testimony.
Of course, yeah.
Like 40 times before they actually deliver it. So it is weird because you're like, that's not language. I feel like some of that language is weird that she's using, but like regardless, her emotions are raw, and like this woman is having a real hard time, and to like have to go through that and like show how she was like choked and shit.
Oh my God. And explaining the way he like,
oh my God,
the way he raped her, like she had to like relive all this shit. And at one point it looks like she's actually going to vomit. Like she's so like, I don't know. It's distressed. Yeah.
And it is embarrassed. You could tell she's like going through all the emotions, like literally at once. I wish someone just would have interrupted and been like, but you cut his dick off. And she would have been like, yeah.
Oh my God.
They're like, you know what? You've had a rough day. Let's talk about how you lopped his dick over the top of your car.
Yeah. They're like, it's pretty sad you can't remember it because it must have felt good.
Hey, Lorena, we just want to interrupt for a second. They brought his dick to the hospital in a 7-Eleven hot dog bag. So
how does that make you feel?
How does that make you feel? She's like, you know what? This all sucks really bad, but I feel a little bit better.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
No.
I'm just kidding. It's really, really sad.
No, I don't know. After, I guess, like, having seen this, like, as a kid, basically, and knowing, like, the gist of what had happened, I didn't, because this is what it was. The press made this all about his dick.
Yeah. Yeah, I had no idea she was abused. I didn't. No. I remember she was vilified.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I remember... I feel like I remember my dad making jokes about it.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Like,
yeah. Oh, yeah.
And I think I was just young enough to not really get all the references and stuff. Like, I knew she cut his penis off, but, like, I didn't get a lot of the jokes. And I think she was
because you were like, why is that funny? Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
exactly.
They'd be talking about something on SNL or whatever, and then they're like, oh, Lorena Bobbitt or whatever, and everyone's like, ha, ha, ha. And I'm like, I don't get it. Didn't she just cut that dude's dick off? But it was made to seem like she was this like terrifying monster, basically, that had just like gone crazy, but like not for any reason other than she was mad about his dick or something. Right.
Not
she was mad at his dick.
Not because he was like a horrible abuser and raping her repeatedly and during their marriage. So
they're like, did you hear about Lorena Bobbitt? She mistook her husband's dick for a carrot and chopped it. Or like, you're just like, what? No. She was like fucking abused, you idiot.
Yeah. So I've learned a little bit about like the story as I got older, but like after watching this fucking documentary, I'm going to have a hot take alert and say he deserved to have his goddamn dick chopped off. Fuck this guy.
Is that I don't know if it's a hot take. I think he deserved it too.
God, because you know what? And all the, like, a lot of men were like, oh, no man deserves that. If you're like, and it doesn't matter if it's like your wife or daughter or sister or whatever, you would have killed this man if you would have seen or have like known about half of what he was doing to this woman.
Yeah.
Like those people who like are just like, oh, like, of course, you should never hurt somebody like this. But at the same time, it's like these people who get so up in arms about what had happened to him, if this had happened to somebody you knew to any degree, like, you would have murdered this I don't know. Who knows?
There were like thousands of women. I think there was like, I don't know if this is right, but I think in the documentary, there were like 3,000 women who died that year because of domestic violence.
Yes.
And then one dude had his dick cut off. Oh, so sue me.
Yeah. One dude, one
dick. It wasn't even that good of one, all right? She did him a favor, if you ask me. Now that's a hot take.
That is the hot take, honestly.
Not only did he deserve it, fucking he's lucky she cut it off. Because you know what? Afterward, he made somewhat of a career with his Franken dick. So
this fucking guy.
Dude, this guy. Oh, the whole fourth episode. This is the one where, like, Pete and DJ didn't want to watch it. Got it. But this was the one I'm glad I watched because it was all about how shitty his life got because he was such a dick.
God, he fucking sucks.
He sucks.
So these trials happen. He's not guilty. He gets to live his fucking life. She's not guilty, but she's found not guilty by the jury by reason of temporary insanity, which great. But she has to go spend 45 days in a psychiatric facility as part of the not guilty plea.
Great.
So
she did therapy. It was beneficial to her. It all worked out.
Yeah. So once she was released from the psychiatric facility, she did do a few interviews throughout the years, but she's mainly kept to herself. She went back to school. She met her partner, I think, at school, who she's been with for the past 20 odd years. They had a daughter together in 2005. In 2007, she started a foundation called Lorena's Red Wagon Organization, which might be called Lorena Gallo Foundation now. I'm not sure. Mm-hmm. But it's basically helps prevent domestic violence through family-oriented activities. And then John, on the other fucking hand, he did not take a high road at all, and he did not shy away from any kind of spotlight. This just proves how big of a piece of shit he was.
He tried for like a day. He like moved to a ranch and was like a ranch man. And then, like, I think his like attorney was like, yeah, you should like stay there and don't be in the spotlight. And then he's like, okay, yeah, that sounds good. Oh, wait, they're doing a John Wayne Bobbitt lookalike contest at the local Hooters. I'm going to go and see if I can win. And
this literally happened. This is not a joke.
No,
this
I'm not
literally
joking.
happened.
Yeah, he's like, fucking, I look like John Wayne Bobbitt.
And his lawyer's like, please do not do that. Please just stay where you are. Stay out of the limelight. Yeah. I think this was like during all the trials. And he fucking went and did this shit. And then it all went downhill from there. He could not stay away from the spotlight.
Oh, God.
He went on every single gross, like, talk show, gross interview, did every publicity stunt you could possibly imagine to try to, like, make money off of this.
I know Howard Stern is, like, problematic.
To say the least.
Yeah. A lot of things he's done have been awful, and I've known that for a long time. But I still appreciate some of his humor. And also,
of course, yeah.
He has evolved a lot. So, anyway, but going back and watching this shit, oh man, my God. I'm like, Howard, no. Like, they're just being so mean about her and being like, she wasn't even that hot, blah, blah, blah. And I was always on your side. They fucking raised $190,000 for John Wayne Bobbitt at, like, some benefit for him. And
they raised money for him to have a penis enlargement, which we'll talk about in a second.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite parts of this whole thing.
We're going to run through some of the gross shit he did. So he got married. He got married a few times. He beat up a couple of his wives, or I guess girlfriends. I'm not sure if they were married or not at the time. He was eventually charged for abuse and convicted. And he was actually, somebody witnessed him beating up one of his girlfriends or his wife.
A kid witnessed it.
Yeah. Yeah. And he would have
gotten
fucking surprise.
Yeah, and he would have gotten away with it, but the kid was homesick for, like, the kid was home from school sick, and like when the police like came around or whatever, the kid's like, I saw it.
Yeah.
A kid.
He beat this woman up so badly that he thought she was dead. And it was awful. So he is garbage. He did all kinds of other stuff. Who cares? He's a piece of shit. But the penis enlargement job, oh my God.
Oh my God, because he started getting into porn.
Yeah.
And then, because like his dick was a novelty, I guess. And then he was like, but I want a bigger dick. Because he's like, he did a porn video. And
yeah.
And it was like fine. And it was like, John Bobbitt fucks a bunch of girls or whatever. It was like, okay, people just want to see this for his like weird dick. But then that was like the novelty of it. And then he actually like wanted to be a porn star because he made like porn star friends.
Yeah.
And then they like all had bigger dicks, or like they were getting dick enlargements. And so he's like, I want a dick enlargement too. And he went to this doctor who like,
oh my God, dude.
Dude, the fucking doctor's like the equivalent of a paralegal. Like, he was not that that's a bad job, but like, you're a paralegal. You're not like a lawyer. You know, it's like,
yeah.
This guy was like not a surgeon. He was something that wasn't exactly that. And he fucking botched his dick. And like, dude, it's already... Count your lucky stars, you piece of shit, that they were able to put it back on and it works and it's not horrific. And now you want to go fuck with it? You're not that lucky. You are not that lucky.
This motherfucker, I cannot. He mangled his own dick after getting it reattached successfully.
Dude, how... mad.
Fuck this guy.
How mad would you be if you were the surgeons who put it back on? How mad would you be if you were the guy that stepped on it? You're like, I found your dick. Oh, is this dick not good enough for you?
I mean, he did put it in a hot dog bag after he found it, but still. This motherfucker, I hate him so much. He's
I wonder what it looked like after it was all gross.
Ugh. I mean... Yeah, well, his problem was he got greedy. He wanted it longer and girthier, and it's like you got to pick one. You know, like you're not going to get the results you want. I don't think, especially from a not real surgeon.
Oh, I wonder if it looked like a canned peeled tomato. You know, like oh God. Or like I think oh God, just like a bunch of jelly beans in like a sausage casing. I feel like it was probably lumpy.
Yeah, I feel like it's lumpy.
Or like, did it have like I feel like it was like chunks. Like it was like,
I mean, who fucking knows?
Whoa,
but
like a bowl of chili wrapped with toilet paper or something. It's just like, like if you emptied a can of chili into like 2-ply toilet paper and like right before it soaked through, that's what it looked like.
Mm-hmm. I think you're right.
Gross.
A bunch of undercooked chorizo. Just in the pan. Not even in the casing.
Not even in a casing. It was just like loose chorizo.
Yeah, like really red.
Loose, raw chorizo.
No, some of it's cooked, but undercooked, you know?
Yeah. It's like partially cooked. Oh, God. Him and his meatloaf dick. Whoa.
Oh, God.
No.
So, but he did this to himself.
Yeah, that's
after the fact.
Well,
oh, my God.
We already figured out he's not very smart, so.
Well, oh, God. You see his interviews. He is a fucking moron. So after he did this, like, whole botched enlargement surgery, he did another porn called Frankenpenis.
Who would want to watch that unless it's Lorena and her friends and they're laughing at it, having a girls' night out, drinking wine? That's the only people who would want to watch that. I would watch it, I guess, if I had that same setup. I'd be like, come over. I'm making mini wieners. I'm making pigs in a blanket, but they're all weird shapes. You know how you're supposed to roll the little hot dog? I would just mush it into the dough and then I'd bake it.
Oh my God. It's so bad. Oh my God. Well, I forget what I was going to say, but fuck, this whole situation, man. He everything he tried to do just went to shit. Like the porn producer that he got hooked up with, like, swindled him out of all of his money. He also, like, went to live on the bunny ranch out in Nevada, which is, like, where prostitution's legal. Basically, it's a, you know,
a brothel.
A brothel. Mm-hmm. And he got to, like, live and work there because the owner, Dennis Hoff, he, like...
R.I.P.
Yeah, R.I.P. Oh, my God, yeah. I was like, this guy's so familiar. I think he died.
He won that race in Nevada and died.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So real quick sidebar about Dennis Hoff, the owner of the Bunny Ranch. He had his like 70th birthday or something like that, and like had a huge party. Joe Arpaio was there, the fucking piece of shit.
Oh my
God. Ron Jeremy, a couple other like gross people. And he just had this like crazy birthday party, and he died that night or like the morning after his birthday.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
He partied very hard.
Oh, well,
I mean,
what a way
that's
to go
a good way to go.
Yeah, that's how I feel. And then he won whatever the local like governor's race was in Nevada, even though he was dead. Everyone knew he was dead, and he still won.
He won a state assembly race, yeah.
So funny.
It's pretty funny. Anyway, so John Wayne Bobbitt goes to work for Dennis Hoff at the Bunny Ranch, and he can't even keep that fucking job. What a dream job for a fucking piece of shit like this guy. Like, you get to live in this beautiful house with all these beautiful, lovely women, and your job is literally just like handing off the clients to the women.
Opening the fucking front door and being like, welcome to the Bunny Ranch. That's it.
Yeah. They tried him in a bunch of different like jobs. Like he was the bartender at first, but he couldn't stop drinking and also like talking to the clients for 2 hours.
Yeah.
And they were like, motherfucker, we're trying to run a business here.
Yeah, you're losing me money.
The girls are the ones that are making us money, not you slanging, $10 cocktails. Like, shut the fuck up. So then they just like put him in the bouncer position, and then he just couldn't even do that because he took advantage of the whole thing and got into a relationship with a couple of the girls there and ran off with them. And like took off to like Niagara Falls or some shit. I don't know. Oh, and then he loses that job, and he just sucks. And that one of the girls that he ran off with is the one that he beat horribly. Yeah. So anyway, he's gross. Another thing that he did that is so funny, he was in a shitty band called The Severed Parts. So that's fun.
Is it all people that had other parts severed? Like, are they like a ragtag group of shitheads that have all had something cut off their bodies? Like a finger or a dick.
Yeah, I don't know.
Him and his gross dick. I can't.
I hate him.
I hate him so much. Also, while we're talking about this, I feel like, we would never shit all over someone that had like a legit problem with their penis, or like a lot of this to me when I was watching it came off as like a little transphobic. Like, because it's like, oh, who are you if you don't have your dick? Da, da, da. And I'm like, everybody calm down. It's a dick. Who gives a shit? But so I was like annoyed by that. But we're just like really doubling down on it because this guy was like a fucking asshole.
He is the worst. Like, oh, also he's a Trump supporter. Big surprise.
Big surprise.
Shocker.
Oh my God. Pete was like, is that a Trump vanity plate on his car.
That's what we saw. Dude, on his motorcycle, too.
And his motorcycle. I looked down and Pete goes, he has one on his motorcycle, too. I was like, oh, God, this guy, what a shit-idiot. Oh, I hate him so much. I hate everything about this trial except that she cut his dick off. That's funny. But it's just like all of it was so sexist. It's so like rude how they covered her. It was fucking rude. And it's just because there's all these dudes probably at that time who were all the attorneys and doing all the things and making all the decisions. And they're like looking out for him because like, oh my God, the worst thing in the world happened to him. And not caring about actually the worst things in the world happened to her repeatedly. And like
constantly, yeah.
Yeah, who gives a crap about him?
Yeah, and it's that whole thing of where everybody says, "Oh, I would have done this if I were her," instead of, doing what she did. And it's like nobody knows what they would have done in the situation she was in. Like everybody's like, "Why she could have just left. She could have just left."
No,
and it's like
abused women can't feel like they can't leave. They're so psychologically tormented.
And when you're constantly told, like, if you leave me, I will find you and kill you.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Like, it's...
How people don't understand. It's so easy on the outside to be like, I would do this, but you don't know.
Yeah, and honestly, like, what she did was symbolic and, it simple in so many ways of just removing the problem, basically.
It was effective. Yeah.
Yeah, so I guess, I don't know, man. I don't think, honestly, like, you should never hurt somebody ever, but she I don't know.
Self-defense, man.
This guy is such a fucking garbage person that, man, I don't know.
Oh, God. If you see him now, too, like, in this documentary, he was, like, I wouldn't say handsome as a younger person. I guess he was attractive-ish. Like, he was fine.
They kept saying, like, he was, like, a handsome, attractive person, and I'm just like, no.
when he was, like, fit, like, right out of the Marines or whatever, I feel like, yeah, he was attractive. Like, he was, like, 90s attractive, I guess. Like,
yeah, 90s attractive.
Yeah, but fine. I don't know, like, kind of bro-y.
He was a 90s 7.
He was...
Like a 1993 7.
Yeah. Today he's like a 4. Oh, no.
Yeah.
Like his 90s self today is a 4 and his actual today self is like...
Oh, a negative 7.
I was going to say like...
a negative 5.
Do we have to give him a number? His dentures were weirding me out or whatever. Oof. Like his teeth were. Anyway, that's so rude. But whatever. Him and his fucking big gulp. Still supporting 7-Eleven. They saved his dick. He's still supporting them after all these years. And I feel bad for 7-Eleven. They don't want that kind of fucking PR.
I don't know. They saved a man's penis, technically.
They should. I wonder if there's like
multiple uses for the hot dog bag. Like,
oh my God.
You can use the hot dog bag as like a koozie.
Do you remember the log song for Bren and Stimpy?
Of course.
It'd be funny if they had a hot dog bag one. It's like it holds a penis and holds a hot dog and holds like whatever. I don't know. Anyway.
Oh my God. Well, I think the whole like we were saying, the coverage of this was just completely ridiculous. Like, women are subjected to so much violence all the time.
Yeah.
And one dude gets his wee-wee chopped off, and suddenly everyone's freaking the fuck out. Like, it's the worst thing to ever happen. I think...
Spoiler alert, it's not. Everybody calm down.
Especially because it got fixed. Like, his dick got reattached.
Yeah,
like,
and then he ruined it.
Yeah, then he mangled his own dick. But I think Whoopi said it the best in her stand-up set, which is in this documentary. Mm-hmm. She said, women live with the knowledge that weird shit could happen at any point. You go down a dark alley and whoosh, somebody grabs you. Now, men actually have to think about this shit. Like, because of,
Yeah, like someone could cut your dick off while you're asleep in the middle of the night. Sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Also love the quote from one of her attorneys who said a life is more valuable than a penis, because I truly believe that he
would have killed her.
He would have killed her. Like, he probably would have escalated his abuse and killed her.
Yeah, her attorneys did a really good job with her trial.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think just like all the decisions they made, all the people they brought on the stand, her testimony, I think they just did a really good job at I think especially, like, it is actually shocking how good of a job they did at portraying her as a victim. And I'm not saying she wasn't a victim, but the way that they were able to orchestrate this trial in the wake of all of the jokes, all of the vilifying that the press did, they were still able to, like, and she's a big part of that because she was so raw. Like, she, and it's like, great. It all came together, and they got lucky on a few things, like with that customer seeing the news and like calling in and stuff. Like, but it is pretty amazing because I feel like, I don't know if that could happen again today. Like, I don't know that I don't know.
If this happened today, I don't know what the situation would. I don't know what the press coverage would be like. I don't know what the, like, in light of, like, Me Too, it would be a lot different of press coverage. I don't know. I feel like it'd be a mix of, I guess, like, sensational coverage like it was then, but also, I don't know. I don't know how it would go.
I feel like you'd have the trolls coming out and, like, finding, that one time she wore a low-cut shirt or whatever. Or, like, I feel like there'd just be so much shitty information out there. Also, if it took place now and say she was in her 20s, that means she would have lived a whole life on social media and people would have been digging shit up.
Yeah.
I just feel like the time it happened in, I'm shocked it all went as well for her as it did.
Also, I think, too, back in the 90s, there was, like, a lot more, like, the racial implications, too. Like, back in the 90s were different than they are now. Like, she was an immigrant, and I feel like the way, immigration is talked about today would have been, I don't know. Bad for her, for sure. Like, during the trial, like, a bunch of people from the Hispanic community in Virginia came out and were, like, outside of the courthouse supporting her, like, every day during her trial, which was, like, very heartwarming and beautiful. Yeah. And today, if this happened, I feel like the same thing, like, a lot of the Hispanic community would come out and support her also, but, like, there'd be so many racist trolls coming out and being like, she's, like, whatever these fuckers would think of to say about, I don't know. It's crazy.
It is.
This was a wild time.
Wow. What an adventure.
I don't know. This fucking guy.
Yeah, I don't even know. I mean, he was gross and he still is gross, so.
Yeah, this, when this happened too, a lot of women were like, yeah.
Yeah.
Great. Cool.
And?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good for her.
Yeah, probably a lot of women were like, oh, so what, now you put her in jail because she was, like, fucking abused for years? And then they were probably like, oh, no? All right. Cool.
Yeah. It really, I think some people felt that it really evened the score. So
yeah.
Maybe.
Hold on to your dicks.
Oh, one of the best lines too from the like some of the I think it was a newspaper or maybe it was like magazine that came out, was like when he was going through his financial woes, the headline was like John Wayne Bobbitt loses his butt too or something. It was pretty funny. Oh God, all the puns, all the jokes.
All the jokes. Well,
anyway, that's it. That's all I got. You guys should watch this.
Yeah.
Yeah, done with that.
Done with that.
It's cut and run.
Yeah, that's a cut. And that's a wrap.
That's a wrap.
Yeah, it's great. Follow us on social medias at DTFU Podcast.
Yeah, go to our website, dtfupodcast.com. Thank you so much for listening, you guys.
My gosh.
This was a very loose ep.
So fun.
So fun. 2 years in the bag.
Dang. Done.
We did it. Thanks for, if you've been following along since the beginning.
Oh.
You're a real one. You're a ride or die.
Yeah. But also, if you're new to the podcast and you like it, tell a friend.
That's right. Just keep being excellent to yourselves.
And each other.
Thank you.
And don't cut off any dicks. Okay.
No dick chopping. Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.